Morning and welcome. My name is Julie Holshire and I'm from Wiring Kids, and I'll be discussing tips for sleep for babies 4 to 12 months old today. I want to take a second for you to look at this photo of Cliff. He's asleep in the pram. Parents have different sleeping arrangements for their children at different times during the day. Cliff's a mum has a 3-year-old, so she does a lot of settling of Cliff in the pram, and then she moves Cliff once he's asleep from the room where she settled him, the family room, into his own room, so she's not disturbing 3-year-olds' play. So what to expect? Well, gorgeous Alex here is certainly telling us he is tired. But what we do know and what to expect from what research tells us that babies need to have somewhere between 15 to 16 hours in a 24-hour period, but don't panic if your baby only gets 10 hours in 24 hours, as you can work to help your baby increase the amount of sleep they're getting. So don't be put off with the figures. But we also know baby may need somewhere between 5 plus feeds at 12 months of age. We also know that each baby is unique and each baby is an individual. So it's important to write down what you are noticing with your baby's sleep-wake cycles, as well as observing baby's body language. So you are learning more about the changes that are occurring and baby's development. And it's important to discuss what you are noticing with your partner so you are both being on the same page. We know babies start to spend more time awake during the day as they get older, and they start to let parents know that they like to be held a lot more and be with their parents constantly. Separation awareness starts at about 9 months, but some babies will start this earlier. You will notice that your baby will go to only you today, where yesterday they were happy to go to grandma. This separation awareness comes and goes through the first year of baby's life. Babies learn about the world through their senses. Look at baby Oliver in this photo. He's really concentrating on these balloons. You will also notice your baby's hand-eye coordination is improving. However, let us talk about the senses and sleep. A baby is learning about the tone of your voice. Your soothing tones make your baby stop crying, but they also pick up the excitement in your voice, so that means playtime. So when it means bedtime, be consistent and have a voice that they recognize to mean sleep. This is a dull, boring voice. We also know at this time everything goes into your baby's mouth. So if they have a dummy for sleep, they may start to lose this as they go from the deeper sleep to the light sleep. So you need to be teaching your babies how to find their dummy and put their dummy back in their mouth. If that you can't do that, you may need to think about removing the dummy altogether. Feeding from 4 months to 12 months, sometimes babies are very fussy with their feeding. They pull off, look around, go back on the breast. It is really important, though, if you have one of these babies that likes to fuss a lot, to try to be dull and boring with the feed so that your baby is able to go to bed with a full tummy. Movement and balance. Your babies are learning where their body is, so they will be rolling around at 4 months. This can be frightening for your baby as they roll over on their tummy and they don't know how to get back. And the same with standing. They often don't know how to sit down, so you have to practice these skills during their playtime. During this rolling around, they also can get trapped with their limbs through the railings, so do try and teach your baby to move their limbs back from the edge of the railings. Sleep in context. This is about the things that wrap around sleep to make us good sleepers or not to good sleepers. So I want you to consider these. Health. If your child has an upper respiratory tract infection, they're not going to be sleeping very well. People will tell you teething causes sleep issues. Research shows that teething issues are only a problem for 1 to 2 nights per tooth. And after that, it becomes a habit. Hereditary. Ask your partner's mother and your mother, what type of sleepers were you and your siblings? And are there anything in the family that may interfere with my baby's sleep? The temperament. Also ask your partner's mother and your mother about your temperament in there. As we know, genetics can play a part in baby needing more help with settling and sleep than other babies. Attachment. Babies are born to engage with people. The dance between a baby and their parent is a delight to watch as they talk, cuddle, kiss. However, not all parents enjoy being with their baby. If you are one of these parents, talk to your child health nurse or doctor about your feelings. Your baby's world. Safe sleeping. Babies, once they start to roll around the cot at 4 months, they need to be placed in a sleeping bag to sleep, not swaddled. Remembering babies cannot keep bedclothes on until they're about 4, so we need to layer dress them. If they want a toy, please give them a toy that is the right size and not too big and not too small in size. The milestones. Your baby, as we've talked about, will be going through different milestones at this time. So what are those milestones that we expect our babies to be do? The physical ones, the rolling, the crawling, the standing, those type of milestones we will be expecting our baby to do. And they practice these milestones in their sleep. So brain development. We certainly know babies' brains are developing rapidly and they are practicing what they are learning during their sleep. So they're connecting neuron to neuron. Nutrition and growth. You will hear people say, give your baby some solids, they'll sleep better. That is a myth completely. Babies won't sleep better. Milk is the most important nutrition for your child in the first year of life. Taste and textures is all solids are. But we do know that your baby needs to follow the curve, and by following the curve on the graph, and if your baby gets sick, they will drop below the curve and they will want to feed more frequently. We do know sleep associations. What is a sleep association and is it sustainable? Some parents will rock their babies to sleep, some babies will feed their babies to sleep, some babies will pat their babies to sleep, some babies will drive from Joondalup to the city and back again to get their babies to sleep. Are these sustainable? No, we have to have sleep associations that are sustainable long term. We've talked about separation awareness and language. It's really important that you bathe your baby in language. So talking to your baby, but also looking at their faces and pausing, allowing your baby to respond back. So tired signs. Tired signs. What is your child's signaling to you or showing you that they are tired? These are some of the tired signs that children have, but I will be the first to say each baby is unique and each baby will have different tired signs. But we do know the grizzling and the crying is a late sign, and if that happens, it's much harder to get babies to sleep because we've missed the tired signs and we have to wait for the next sleep cycle to come round. Same as us watching TV at night. We whinge the whole time, I'm so tired, I'm so tired, but I want to see the end of the program. Then we go to bed and we can't sleep because we've missed those tired signs. And so we have to wait for the next sleep time to come round. So the types of sleep, there are two types of sleep. There's the rapid eye movement sleep and there's the non-REM sleep. The rapid eye movement sleep is where babies practice what they are learning during the day. So whatever skill they're learning during the day, this is what they'll be practicing in this light sleep. And we do know that babies spend about 50% of their time in each sleep. As we get older, it decreases, so we spend as adults more in our non-REM sleep. The non-REM sleep is the very deep sleep where the body repairs itself, regrows tissue and builds muscle and bones. We also know that your baby immunity increases during this sleep. And we know babies like us are more difficult to wake in this very deep sleep. Baby sleep patterns. What do we know about baby sleep patterns? We know that babies sleep is about 15 to 16 hours in a 24-hour period. We know that they now have blocks of sleep up to 5 hours, and that's what we want at night. So we don't let our babies sleep more than about 3 to 4 hours during the day because we want them to have longer sleep at night. We also know that babies still need to have somewhere between 5 to 12 feeds in a 24 hours, so they have to be fitted in somewhere in that period of time. We also know babies may cause signalling during the night. They do need to be still fed during the night on the whole. So what do we need to change? You've written down what needs to be changed, and then you need to discuss it with your partner what we can achievably change. All right, and once you've decided on what you can change, then you have to work out when you can implement it that suits the family. You know, changing jobs, going on a holiday, may not be the perfect time to implement some changes. So work out when is achievable, and both members of the family, or all three members of the family, must be well to be able to do this. Strategies. Baby Heidi here has started to roll, so her mum has now placed her in a sleeping bag that is a safe sleep recommendation, as she prefers to sleep on the tummy. And as you can notice, she just has a small sleep association, and it's her little giraffe in the cot with her. So it's not too small, not too big. So what's your family ritual? If you're picking your child up from early learning centre, you need to have time to reconnect with your baby. You also need to have some dinner with your baby, some quiet time, and then have a bath and a feed, and then to bed. You know, so what is the rituals that you have in the family around sleep? Because these are what you are trying to build, these super highways in your child's brain around your good rituals. Baby has the right to protest, and parents have the right to be consistent and persistent when making sleep changes. If patting, please only do so until baby's eyes close and then hold. They will cry. Repeat. Keep doing this because we need to be teaching your baby to go to sleep. Once we've achieved teaching our baby to go to sleep, we then may need to teach our baby to link sleep cycles together. That's what our aim is in the first year of life. That's what your parents taught you, and you have to teach your baby the same. Parenting as a team. Babies thrive when parents work as a team and share the same goal. It is hard making change, so be supportive of each other during implementation. Only implement change when, as I've said earlier, when the whole family is well and ready to make those changes. I hope these tips will assist you and your baby sleep better and you enjoy being a parent. Thank you.